Namaste, Sat Sri Akal, Assalamu Alaikum. Today more than ever, health has become the most essential requirement to protect us from sickness, disease and coronavirus. Many years ago, an enlightened teacher said, "And you shall know the truth, and the truth shall set you free." The problem today is that the majority of humankind do not understand the meaning and importance of truth. When that teacher said, the human body is the temple of God, that was and still is the truth. When he said, the kingdom of God was inside you, that was and still is the truth. When he said, a day will come when each person will become a priest of his own temple, that was and still is the truth. Why is it still the truth? Because truth never changes. I accepted these truths many years ago. I accepted that this body was my temple. I accepted that the kingdom was inside me. I accepted that I was the priest of my very own temple. With this acceptance, I realized that it wasn't enough, that I went to the man-made temple for worship once a week and forgot this God-made temple, my very own human body. Since I was the priest, what would be the best way to keep it clean, pure and healthy? So I went back to the olden times to find out how a priest maintained the man-made temple. In fact, I met a priest living in a small village who was still following this ancient technique. And this is what he did. When he woke up in the mornings, the very first thing he did was to wash the temple on the inside with water. Why did he do that? Well, a lot of people came yesterday, so the floor was dirty and needs to be washed. So I began doing likewise. When I wake up in the morning, the very first thing I do is to wash my temple on the inside by drinking 1.5 liter water. Why do I do that? Well, a lot of toxins came into my temple yesterday from the foods that I eat. So the floor, which happens to be my stomach, is dirty and needs to be washed. Today, medical science agrees that every sickness, every disease is due to toxins in the body. When you drink that much water, first thing in the morning on an empty stomach, all the toxins will be washed away. No toxins, no disease. It's a simple law of nature. The second thing the priest did was to take a duster and clean the windows, idols and statues. Why did he do that? Well, a lot of dust came into the temple yesterday, so these things were dirty and had to be cleaned. And I began doing likewise. Using my fingers, I breathe in from one side of my nose and breathe out from the other side. Breathe in, breathe out for 10 minutes. Why do I do that? Well, a lot of dust also came into my temple yesterday, and my windows, idols and statues, which happen to be my internal organs, are dirty and need to be cleaned. And this simple yoga technique clears the dust away. The third thing the priest did, he went around on a physical inspection of the temple to check if the doors, the bricks and blocks were intact. And if there was a problem, he fixed it. And I began doing likewise. I go to my gym and do physical training. First, I ride the bicycle for 30 minutes. While riding the bike, I also do Reiki. Reiki is an ancient healing science, and it balances your positive and negative. As we all know, today there is more negative inside us and less positive. Reiki brings in the balance to make you healthy in your mind, body and spirit. After that, I do some physical training to keep my physical body intact. Now let's look at a scenario. If the priest didn't do all these things, what would happen? If he didn't wash the floor for 30 days, if he didn't clean the windows, idols and statues, the temple would be extremely dirty. And if he didn't physically inspect to keep the infrastructure intact, one day the temple would be in ruins. Then forget people coming for worship to that temple. Even he himself wouldn't be able to live inside it in peace and comfort. Likewise, if I didn't do all these things, that is, drinking water, breathing, Reiki and physical training, my temple would also be in a mess and one day in ruins when I'll be surrounded with major health issues like coronavirus, diabetes, heart problems, mental issues, or the biggest of all, cancer. Then, would I be able to live inside this temple in peace and comfort? Would I be able to do all the things that I need to do? I call these daily morning acts body worship. People go to temples to worship God once a week, but I worship Him every day by taking care of this most amazing gift He has given me. Those temples, we have made them from bricks and stones. But this temple is made by God from flesh and blood. If we consider those man-made temples as sacred and holy, shouldn't we consider this God-made temple also as sacred and holy and give it the same respect and honor by taking care of it? Today, more than ever, we need to understand this truth about our health and take care of this body in which we live to keep our immune system strong and prevent not only coronavirus but every disease. And you should remember that health is not only physical, also mental and spiritual. Why a number of successful people who had good physical health have recently committed suicide? They were financially successful. So what was the need to end their life? Well, mental health was the problem. Mind, body and spirit are the three most important elements of our life. And this book, Mental, Physical and Spiritual Health, can help you become healthy mentally, physically and spiritually. And I'm here to help and guide you in the journey towards good health. So do let me know if there's anything I can do to help you attain ultimate health. I'm here to serve you. And I love you all.